introduction. Welcome to the Spring 2011 Best of Show.
There has been a lot of important news this semester.
There has been a lot of important news, and in fact there was a package about a guy who was born right here in Orange County that was voted one of the best hard news packages of the year.
Who was that?
It was Richard Nixon. He was one of our presidents.
The Nixon Library recently debuted its new Watergate exhibit, a more extensive and complex telling of this historic story. Two legendary Washington Post journalists who broke the Watergate scandal story in the 1970s visit the Nixon Library.
This is the historical record of the Nixon presidency. Ups, downs, triumphs, mistakes, and eventual self-impeachment and resignation. I'm going to spend the day tomorrow looking at all of the exhibits and details and tapes, not just on Watergate, but the whole presentation of his life. And it really is solid history.
When asked about Richard Nixon's place in history, Mr. Bradley commented,
all by himself. There was nothing, no one remotely like him that I can think of that preoccupied a nation who got in such a sloppy, messy trouble that could have been avoided easily, and went on to be what the historians have decided was a pretty good president.
From what I can see, there are a variety of points of view represented. There's hard evidence, tapes, documents, testimony, handwritten notes, contemporaneous notes. And I look at it, quite frankly, in the tradition of what we tried to do in the reporting on Watergate, stick to the facts. Neutral inquiry. Ben always said, make sure you've got it right, and there were many times he said, we're not ready to run this story. Go back, talk to more people, get more information, make sure you've got it nailed down. He said, when he resigned, he said, I impeached myself.
I'm sorry. I let down my friends. I let down the country. I let down our system of government, dreams of all those young people that ought to get into government, but will think it's all too corrupt and the rest. And I have to carry that burden with me for the rest of my life. My political life is over.
You can take away an understanding of the importance of truth-telling and straight talk. And in the case, as Ben was saying about Watergate, if Nixon had just come clean early and said, this was a terrible mistake, it's my fault, I'm the guy at the top, please forgive me, we wouldn't be here. And it was, as he used to say all the time, it's the covering, it's the concealment.
For around and about Orange County, Linda Ivanov in Yorba Linda. Political protests dominated the news this spring. Reporter Nick Gerda takes us to Anaheim, where local Egyptians protested and celebrated.
Celebration on the streets of Anaheim after weeks of protests in Egypt forced the country's longtime ruler to step down. Dozens of local Arab Americans rejoiced along Brookhurst Street the day Hosni Mubarak announced his resignation. 18 days of massive protests in the capital Cairo and across Egypt eventually accomplished its main goal of pushing out Mubarak. He was widely accused of using a brutal police force and political corruption to keep his decades-long hold on power.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Orange County residents of Arab heritage had gathered during the protests to show their support for the Egyptian demonstrators. But when Mubarak stepped down, the gatherings shifted from a show of solidarity to an expression of victory and joy.
I was extremely happy. I wanted to be back home to support my brothers and sisters and be part of this, but of course we're not there by body, but we're there by soul and spirit. This is a great step after 31 years of being under dictatorship, under the same regime. Me and my generation, none of us seen any other president, never seen any other form of freedom. Of course I'm excited, but at the same time we're going into a brand new phase that we've never experienced before. Of course there are pros and cons, but so far it seems promising, it seems achievable. We have to trust the transitional government that's going to come in place, but until the elections can happen, until a new president is taking care of the whole nation, we'll still be worried. But overall, we're all happy. We're all excited for the, free Egypt, for the future.
In Anaheim, this is Nick Gerda for Around and About Orange County News.
Sunlight is a very important natural resource. By the way, one of the students made a great package how to start the sunlight as an energy. Let's take a look.
Chevron Energy Solutions began solar power research in June of 2008, proposing a project to the Huntington Beach School District in 2010.
We've hired Chevron to design and build the project, and then Chevron hires subcontractors to come in and do the work, but they've designed and built it, and they're acting as the construction manager for that.
Students and parents of Dwyer Middle School are protesting the $8 million project to go solar.
The problem was they did this without notifying the school, the kids, the parents, the community, that they were doing it in the front yard. Putting huge, they're massive, they're not little things, they're 138 feet long, times 2 of them. For 3 months we've gone to board meetings and they say thank you for your comments, but we're already doing it here. Sorry, we can't change anything, it's going to cost, etc., etc. They have PE classes there, they socialize at lunch there, they have after school soccer there, they have any kind of parent nights and anything like that, family nights at the school is there on that great lawn.
Graduation, it's been a tradition to have it on that grass where they're putting the solar panels for 90 years, and now that they're putting those solar panels there, we don't have access to that.
We had looked at a variety of locations, including the roof, and there were reasons that each of those locations were going to be either too costly, or, for example, on the roof, we couldn't do it on the roof because of the old structure, the seismic, it hasn't been seismic retrofitted, so the weight of the panels was going to be more than they would allow us to put on the roof. The project will save $2 million over 25 years, about $75,000 a year.
We hate Chevron! We hate the solar panels! Take it
back! Get out of here! The area has been fenced off where the solar panels are planned to be installed. They will stand off the ground on either side of the stairs. This is Amy Metz reporting for Around and About Orange County News.
Right off the 55 freeway is a world-class airport, John Wayne International. It's going to be doing some expansion, and Gustavo Carrillo has a story.
After 20 years in operation, the Thomas F. Riley Terminal at John Wayne Airport requires more space for the increasing traffic. Wait, stop. Has it been 20 years already since the new terminal was built? Well, I guess not only passengers, but time also flies at Santa Ana Airport. Let's talk to Jenny Wedge about the details. She's the Public Information Officer at John Wayne.
This terminal that we're standing in today, the Thomas F. Riley Terminal, opened in 1990, and it was built for 8.4 million passengers per year. And as we opened this terminal and the years quickly went by, we started to see peak passenger levels, and in the early 2000s started to realize we were getting near a level where, we were pushing the limits of this facility design. So in 2003, some agreements were made with the local community. We do have an agreement with the community on how many passengers are served at John Wayne Airport every year, and we came up with an agreement to allow us to not only increase the amount of passengers served, so going from the 8.4 million up to 10.8 million, and also add a third passenger terminal to accommodate the growing need by passenger travel in Orange County.
I also asked Ms. Wedge, besides more gates, what else will the new terminal feature?
We know that we're going to have 2 full-service restaurants in the future, one being Ruby's Diner, which is familiar to many people in Orange County, and then a Javi's Mexican restaurant, which comes from Javier's Mexican Grill out of Laguna Beach area in Irvine.
No In-N-Out?
No In-N-Out, and no In-N-Out offered to come to the airport or even showed interest in that.
Is it possible with the new terminal, or by its official name, the Airport Improvement Program, that additional airlines may come in?
Well, right now we have 9 commercial airlines that operate at John Wayne Airport, and we'd love to add a few new ones, especially to offer more service and destinations to our passengers. WestJet, which is a low-cost carrier out of Canada, is going to start service in Terminal A later this year, actually in the spring, and they're going to fly to Vancouver, and then they're later going to start some service to Calgary. So that'll be very exciting that we can bring some new destinations and a new airline to the mix here at John Wayne.
And what about going international from Orange County?
In Terminal C, we are building a customs facility so that we can actually process passengers departing or arriving from international destinations. So that'll be new to John Wayne Airport because right now we just serve domestic only.
This parking lot, as well as the terminal inside, are empty now. But come opening day, they will be full with travelers. At John Wayne Airport, in the city of Santa Ana, for a Run On About Orange County News, I'm Gustavo Carrillo.
Look at that bird of paradise. Speaking of birds, did you happen to check out the best of package of the owls in Topeka Canyon?
Southern California is famous for its beaches and nice weather, but there is another aspect of Southern California that is just a short drive from those famous sandy beaches. We went to visit the good folks who maintain and manage Audubon's Star Ranch Sanctuary, a 4,000 square acre nature preserve in southeast Orange County. The big attraction these days at Star Ranch is the owl cam that has been streaming live from the nest of 5 now famous barn owls to viewers all over the world. I had the opportunity to speak to Pete DeSimone, the manager of Star Ranch, who enlightened us about the 4,000 square acre nature preserve with his unique perspective of the sanctuary and its surroundings.
Star Ranch is a 4,000 acre Audubon sanctuary that Audubon's had since 1973. We operate it as a wildlife preserve and also a place for education programs for kids and adults, and also for habitat restoration and research out here. One species is our barn owls, and they happen to be nesting in a cavity. At least one pair of many out here are nesting in a cavity that's in the eucalyptus trees behind us, and it was close enough and easy to get to, so I put a camera on it 2-3 years ago, and it's really been rewarding. This is the old foreman's residence here. That's where we have storage in there, but I also have a little corner of it set up to house the servers and the cams and all that. And from there it goes out on the internet.
We also spoke to Sandy, who is Pete's wife, who coordinates the Star Ranch Field Ecology Program.
Our program has been now recognized throughout the state, and we hope to serve as a model for sustainable, rigorous land management.
So now on to the star of this story, as I assist Pete in the identification banding of these fascinating creatures. Pete also brought out a great horned owl who has been rehabilitating a wing injury with the help of Pete, and we got a bird's eye view of this beautiful species of owl.
Like you've all seen the chicks and the adults all on one leg.
For more information on how you can get involved, or how you can stay informed about what's going on at Star Ranch, you can do so at www.starranch.org. That's www.starranch.org. I'm in Star Ranch Sanctuary in Bell Canyon. For Around and About Orange County News, I'm Mark Alexander.
Reporter Mark Alexander has an interview about taboo with his book signing.
With computer technology taking over information sharing, it sure is good to know that people still write books. And we got an exclusive interview from the latest book writer, Taboo, of the Black Eyed Peas.
I had the opportunity to do a lot of big things with my group. We just did the Super Bowl 2 Sundays ago.
What was that trip coming down from the top of that stadium? What was that?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, it was the ultimate high, literally, because we were up 300 feet up into the Jumbotron. We rappelled 15 miles per hour down to the ground, and as soon as we started hitting, coming down, we heard I Got a Feeling, to see 100,000 people in the audience singing our song, and then looking over and seeing my best friend Will.i.am and Apple Diap and Fergie right next to me, and us going into the trenches was the ultimate high. My grandmother was the biggest inspiration in my life. She's the one that said, dream big, believe you can achieve. Look at me now, Nanny. I have a book that just came out, and I owe it all to you, to my grandma.
I know Meeting Taboo is the big thing, but I see you wearing your Black Eyed Peas t-shirt, so apparently they mean a lot to you, right?
Yeah, they really do. They've got a good message to their music, and doing a lot of good things, and do a lot with the community, and rocking Fergie's shoes, and going to be getting Taboos when his Women's Line comes out in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was like, I just can't believe I met someone like that. It's like super cool.
It was nerve-wracking, and I can't stop smiling now.
You know, we never imagined that we would be at this level of success, and we owe it all to the fans, and it keeps us humble because we never forget where we come from. The book is entitled Falling Up, and it is the perfect example of an inspirational, motivational, dream big. Hey, it's going hand in hand with the song. Dream big, believe you can achieve. And this is the story of the Black Eyed Peas friendship through my eyes. And hopefully if people get to know me as an individual, they get to see a little bit of my past, my history, my future. And, my message is we all deserve the chance to shine. And this is my moment to shine through this book and to give people a sense of hope.
Not only is he at the top of the music industry, he is also a humble artist who really appreciates his success and shares his enthusiasm with his fans.
You know, you step on that stage and you just hear people singing songs that we created and having a good time and just letting it all hang out. You see different types of people, different demographics, different ages, cultures, creeds, colors, and we've been blessed. You know what, U2 is actually a big inspiration to us just because of the longevity they had, the friendship they have. They've overcome a lot of obstacles, and throughout their successes and their fame, they've managed to stick together as a team, and that's something that Black Eyed Peas hopes to do for a long time. What you see on stage is a direct reflection of our friendship, and that's what we want to put at the forefront, is let people know how much we love. And we are the most diverse group in hip-hop culture and in just music in general.
For our Round and About Orange County News, I'm Mark Alexander.
Ready to make your own feature film? No need to go to Hollywood. Orange County now has its own full-service studio right here in Anaheim.
We are here in Anaheim, California, in an industrial park. What we have in industrial parks is warehouses. We're going to show how this warehouse right here is a little different than any other warehouse here. Let's go. Oh, wow, I can already tell you this is not your typical warehouse. Let's take the tour. Once inside the front door, you are already on a film set. So maybe you need to shoot a scene that has a hospital. Well, you can do it right here. Or maybe it's a prison scene that you need. There's so many options here, and it's so diverse, you can almost get lost. There's many ingredients it takes to put a scene together. Of course you need an actor. Of course you're going to need a set. But also you're going to need props. Like this right here. Now if I needed to get out of here somehow and I was being attacked, I'm going to get away because I have the weaponry. So if you want to shoot outside or you want to shoot inside, you can do it right here in Orange County. We spoke to the owner of the Silver Dream Factory, Roland Kanyamar.
Well, yeah, we're actually unique in Orange County. We're the only company that has standing sets that's not a TV studio. I do want to keep the Silver Dream Factory and all the production in Orange County and in California. I really believe in keeping it in the community, and I love LA too, but I mean, I was raised in Orange County, so I want to keep it here.
This is Mark Alexander, and I've got to go do hair and makeup because I'm needed on the set. So I'll see you there at Around and About Orange County News.
We had a lot of great sports packages here at Around and About Orange County News this semester. But when it comes to the most memorable, it would have to be the torch run for the Special Olympics, which was covered by our very own Mark Alexander. Let's revisit that event.
The Long Beach Convention Center was the location for an international conference of police officers and Special Olympics athletes working together for the common goal of raising money for Special Olympics events both locally and internationally.
We're so fortunate to have 13,000 athletes participating in Special Olympics in Southern California. They join more than 3 million athletes around the world that actually participate in our sports training and competition. Law enforcement is our largest grassroots fundraiser for Special Olympics, and this year they raised $38 million worldwide just for people with intellectual disabilities so that they can participate in sports and benefit from the life-changing sports activities that we offer.
Olympian as well?
Yes, I am. I do 3 different sports. I'm a bowler, I'm a swimmer, and I'm a golfer. Monday I'm going into a tournament up in San Dimas.
David, what do you do at the Special Olympics here?
Right now I do golf and aquatics. When they had it, I did snowboarding.
Snowboarding, I bet that was a good time, huh?
It was pretty interesting.
And have you won any medals or any competitions?
Yes, I've won a lot of them, more in aquatics than in golf or snowboarding.
I see trees are green, red roses too. I see them bloom.
I heard you sing earlier. That was great. Are you also an athlete?
Yes, I've been in the Special Olympics since 1968 and run, and since it very first started, won numerous gold medals, a few silvers. I played football, baseball, basketball, tennis, volleyball.
Olympian from Orange County, who is the real deal, Tom Peel, aren't you?
Yes, and you can also call me the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh my. And what sports do you play, Tom?
I do floor hockey, golf, basketball, and tennis.
World famous athletes who are also there in support.
What is your inspiration for helping them at this point?
Well, mostly the kids are the inspiration. It says one person can't make a difference. Well, Eunice Kennedy Shriver kind of showed that, one person can make a difference. She started this program really late 60s, early 70s with just an idea and see how it has grown. And that is an inspiration, I think, to everybody. The Special Olympics has shown that these kids who, back then, in the 50s and 60s, they kind of just put them off on the side, that they can be they can grow up to be great adults and give a lot. And they're some of the most warm, loving people you'd ever want to be around. And to me, that's what the fun part is. We're here today. We raised a lot of money throughout all the different states. And, money, it makes the wheels turn. You got to have it, And so, but the real reason people get involved with the Special Olympics is because of the kids. And it's just great to be around them.
For the Southern California Conference for the Torch Run for Special Olympics, for Around and About Orange County News, I'm Mark Alexander. The Honda Center is a great venue right here in Orange County, and there's more than just hockey there. In fact, Francine Nguyen caught up with the Harlem Globetrotters when they were here in town. Check this shot.
For over 84 years, the Harlem Globetrotters have sparked magic in audiences around the world.
The Globetrotters are back in Anaheim, and tonight they are reinventing the game of basketball forever with their new 4-point shot.
With all-stars such as Flat Time Lang, Bones Miliana, and Cheese Chisholm, to SoCal native Special K Daly, the Globetrotters were ready to take on the Washington Generals. And this year, the Globetrotters introduced their new 4-point shot.
We have something new that we added to the game of basketball this year, which is the 4-point shot. There's going to be 4 spots on the court. They're 35 feet away from the basket. And just to give you a small idea, that is 12 feet further than the NBA three-point line. So it's not an easy shot, but we have been making it consistently. So tonight, hopefully, we'll be able to make a couple of more, and that's how we'll be able to beat those Generals.
The referees also had something new to introduce, the penalty box. Any player that rubs the ref the wrong way is sent to the penalty box, leaving the team one man short.
There's just not enough people on each team. It makes it unfair.
No. Not fair. Not fair.
Why is it unfair?
4 against 5, 2 against 5. They can take them, but it's just not fair. Not fair.
And it looks like Special K is the kid's favorite.
I think I like Special K too, because he makes jokes out of everybody. He's especially small people.
My favorite Globetrotter is Special K. Why? He always talks back to the referee. I've never seen anybody do that. Special K. Why? Because he's just really funny.
Special K.
Why?
Because he's funny and he's good at basketball.
In the end, the Globetrotters triumphed, beating the Generals once again.
Anaheim is awesome because the people here are great fans of the Globetrotters. They love us, and that's why we come every year.
This is Francine Nguyen reporting with Around and About Orange County News.
Another of the packages that was voted for the best of show for sports. It wasn't played here at the stadium, but it was in the heart of Orange County, and it was Amy Metz with the Mud Run.
This spring's Mud Run had volunteers from CSUF Men's Rugby Team, CSUF Baseball Club, APO, the Alpha Phi Omega of UCI, and U19's Fullerton Youth Rugby Team. Gavin's groupies also attended.
Any of the money's raised and donated is going to Gavin's groupies. And, LCA is like Limerosis congenital amaurosis, and Gavin is a 2-year-old boy who's blind. And we're trying to raise money for blindness.
There have been children worldwide who have been treated and vision has been restored. So we are on board with trying to get that movement going.
Some of the dirt was purchased as sand screen dirt, a special dirt that's extremely fine for crawling through. All are welcome to volunteer online at the event's website, irvinelakemudrun.com.
I came with my whole family, my 2 brothers and my little sister and my mom. We all stayed together, we waited for my mom, we went through all the obstacles together, we were pushing each other down, we were jumping on top of each other, it was so much fun.
With 36 mud pits and a 3.8-mile track, it's hard not to get dirty, but it's all for a good cause. This is Amy Metz reporting for Around and About Orange County News.
Thank you, Orange County, for watching the best of our spring shows 2011.